Hi, our team has created this video to help you navigate the home loan application process. We know that buying a house and applying for a loan is a really big commitment and it takes some time. When you've been invited to apply for a home loan, you have 1 month to get the application back into us. It's really important that you use that time to complete the documents correctly and provide us with all the supporting documents that we need to make a proper assessment and provide you with a decision.
So we start with your IBA home loan application. This is what the document looks like. It starts off with your personal details, and it's very important that you complete this information accurately. If there's a blank box and it applies to you, please complete it. Another section of the application that needs to be completed accurately is contact information. Not just contact details for yourself, but most importantly, your employer and your current rental situation. If we have these details recorded accurately, we can make these contact inquiries immediately without needing to get in touch with you. The next section of the application is expenses. In this particular section, we do find quite a few discrepancies with what customers declare on their application and what we actually find in their bank statements. We suggest when you are completing this section to have your bank statements with you so that you can have a look through and accurately write down the figures, and also you won't miss any direct debits or expenses. An example that we see often is putting, say, $70 for Foxtel under pay TV. But then when we look through your expenses, we actually see you've got Netflix, Stan, Hulu, and a couple of other streaming services that you may have forgotten. Using the statements will allow these errors to be fixed up immediately, and we won't have to have those conversations with you over the phone. Lastly, at the end of the application, we do have the checklist. The checklist relates to the supporting documentation that you need to submit along with your home loan application. Getting the right supporting documentation can be difficult for our customers, so we've created a couple of slides to show you exactly what acceptable documents look like so that you can make this process for yourself a lot easier.
Providing your supporting documentation is one of the key parts of a successful home loan application. The first step would be to look over the documents you need to provide, which forms part of your home loan application. This checklist lists all of the required documents that we need you to supply, starting from point 1 all the way down to point 12. With internet banking and paper statements, you can provide transaction history as well as an official bank statement. What we'd like to clear up for you today is what an accurate bank statement looks like. In front of you, you can see that you must have the bank's name and address and logo. Next, it must include your name and your address. This is so that we can link the bank statement to you as a person and to your home loan application. It must also have your bank account number clearly visible. It must also have the required date range. We require the most recent 6 months worth of your bank statements, which is current to the date of your application. You must also have clear descriptions on your bank statement so that we can see what the credits and debits are for. You must also have clear indication of a credit and a debit. You must also have a running balance. A running balance is what shows us your money going up and down as you spend. We'd now like to describe what an accurate payslip looks like. Firstly, it must have your company's name clearly stated, as well as their ABN number. It must also have the required date range. We require the most recent 30 days worth of payslips. Just 2 is fine, but it must be within the most recent 30 days current to your application. It must also have your year-to-date gross income. The next key document is your notice of assessment, which is provided by the Australian Taxation Office. This document here is to show you what that looks like, as quite often it can be confused with your PAYG payment summary. The notice of assessment is issued by the ATO, and when provided, you must block out your tax file number. When providing your identification, we do ask that it is certified. This is an example of a driver's license, and we will show you what certified identification looks like. Example of how a copy of your identity documents should be certified. As you can see on the screen, it must have a statement certifying that it is a true copy of the original as cited on that particular date. It must also have a signature and the witness's full name and qualification.
One of the last sections that you'll sign on the home loan application is the Centrelink consent form. It's important that you complete this section if you receive any Centrelink benefits, and most importantly, please enter your CRN or your customer reference number accurately so that we can make our own inquiries for your Centrelink payments.
This form that will be included in your application is the most important form that you will fill out. It is your Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander descent confirmation. This is a statutory declaration and it is a legal document, and it will need to be completed fully. It is important that every single piece of this form is filled completely, especially the declaration section of this form. This is the most important part. This is where you are declaring that you identify as either Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander or both, that you are of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander descent, or you are accepted in the community as being Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander or both. The last part of this form is where you sign the form, and it needs to be witnessed by one of the witnesses on the first page. They need to ensure that their details are filled out completely, as well as their information is just as important as yours is. On the front page is the list of the witness types. Please ensure your witness ticks the box that relates to them.
So that wraps up our forms. As with anything else with IBA, if you're unsure, it's better to give us a call and get the information that you need over the phone. We are more than happy to help you. Please call our assessments team on 1800 107 107.